Hi guys. Every single day, the influence of AI is rising in our lives. Whether we realize it or not, AI is everywhere. From Google searches giving us AI assisted answers, to students using AI for reports and paraphrasing, to employees who are solving complex problems, to content creators running their channels, and business owners trying to boost their business efficiency. But here's a big question. As the user base and need for AI is exploding, so will the demand for energy. And can Indians benefit from this new energy gold rush? So stick around till the end because today we are diving into how the explosive growth of AI is fueling unprecedented demand for energy in India and how that's opening up lucrative investment opportunities. Let's start with the mind-blowing numbers. In just last 5 years, the number of people using AI every day has tripled from 116 million to over 314 million. And this year alone will add some 64 million users extra. So that's a new AI user getting added every half a second, and that's 24/7. So AI applications, whether they are language models or autonomous vehicles or smart assistants, they all need massive computational power, basically meaning more energy. And this is driving a surge in electricity consumption, with data centers becoming some of the world's biggest energy consumers today. To keep up with this skyrocketing demand, companies and investors are pouring billions into energy infrastructure. For example, the global AI infrastructure partnership with giants like BlackRock, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Nextra Energy, they are all trying to put together some $100 billion for new data centers and the energy to power them. Meta is spending $10 billion on a single 2 gigawatt data center in Louisiana. The Stargate project, another $500 billion jaw-dropping figure for a 15 gigawatt of AI infrastructure. Similar are the cases for Europe and other developed nations as well. So here's how it gets exciting for us. India is perfectly positioned to ride this AI energy wave, and let's try to break it down. So first of all, latency. Latency is basically that annoying delay when you click or ask a question and wait for a reply. So the closer the data center is to you, the faster the response. And that's why companies want their data centers in India to basically deliver lightning fast AI experiences to Indian users. Second is regulation. So India's Data Protection Act of 2023 requires sensitive data to be stored locally. And that's why companies like Meta is building its first Indian data center in Chennai. And this isn't about just following the rules. It will also add up fresh jobs, it will also attract more investments and help us build a digital ecosystem right here in India itself. Third is cost advantage. So building a 1 gigawatt data center in US might cost about 10 to 15 billion dollars. But if you were to consider building the same in India, we might just spend only 7 to 9 billion dollars. So a 30 to 40% straight away saving right there and then. And in the longer run, for a 2 gigawatt facility like that of Meta's, India could save some 7 to 13 billion dollars over 10 years in construction and electricity alone. Fourth is our renewable capacities. So solar energy today now makes up about 7% of India's electricity, up from less than 1% just a decade ago. On top of that, out of the entire installed capacity which is there today, renewables contribute about 49 to 50% of that. And adding solar is also faster and cheaper than building new coal plants. So building a 100 megawatt solar energy driven plant, we might need some 5 to 6 months. But to build a similar capacity but coal based power plant, we might end up needing more than 2 years. Now let's look at the current data center capabilities which are there in India. So Mumbai and Navi Mumbai currently create up to about half of India's data center capacity, whereas southern states such as Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, they constitute about 27%, and Delhi NCR another 13%. And here are some stats for you in terms of how top data centers are positioned today and who are the creators or the companies behind providing us with all of these data centers. India is quickly becoming a data center powerhouse, and global tech giants are basically taking notice of this. But it's not just AI. Electric vehicles are charging up demand, manufacturing is booming, households are using more power-hungry devices than ever, and electrification is reaching every corner of the country. All this together means India's energy sector is set for explosive growth, with AI in fact adding even more fuel to the fire. So as investors, how do we actually benefit from this mega trend? First, we can look at direct stocks. So companies such as Adani Green or Tata Power or NTPC, Airtel, Reliance, JSW, they are some of the companies who are expanding their renewable capabilities, they are building data centers and in fact investing in grid infrastructure also. On another note, companies like Adani Green and Tata Power are adding solar and wind capacity at record speed, and Reliance is betting big on both data centers and green energy. So additionally, there are various other sectors also which might be allied sectors to this mega shift, but investors might also look at these sectors to benefit as an investing theme. So sectors such as telecom, infrastructure, EPC, automation, electricals, green energy, cooling, IT services, grid infrastructure, power transmission, power generation, and much more such sectors. But while we try to spot companies by ourselves, there are few challenges that we might have to face. So one bigger challenge is that it is important to understand that if we want to actually play a particular theme through stocks, we need to see that how much contribution in the overall profitability is coming from that particular theme. So put it simply, let's consider the case of Nextra, which is by Airtel, and currently the revenue to Airtel by this data center making company might be under just 2%. And while this segment is growing faster, and besides Airtel is also growing as a company, so maybe in 10 years time this 2% might reach up to 5%. So while these shifts are charging up revenues for various companies, we need to look deeply that if we are trying to play on a particular theme such as AI driven energy demand in our case, are these changes or these shifts actually getting materialized into the balance sheets or profit and loss of the company? And that's not all. To actually understand the true beneficiaries of this theme, we might also need to put together a team, we need to have a lot of research, we need to in fact do constant portfolio reviews and spend a lot of energy and time to actually benefit from all of this which is happening. So another way to kind of benefit as investors out of this mega shift is that we might look at certain asset management companies or mutual fund companies which are currently providing such thematic funds. So consider these three AMCs which currently have funds which are oriented towards energy as a sector. These AMCs or asset management companies are Kotak Mutual Fund, SBI Mutual Fund and ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. Now again, we need to take notice of the fact that while we are trying to invest into funds which are having energy based stocks in them, which are letting us play on the energy theme in India itself, but are these stocks currently mimicking the AI shift, or there are other such factors such as electrification of the country or rising manufacturing needs or rising household electricity needs, so on and so forth, which is getting built into the narrative of portfolio construction itself. And thirdly, we need to understand that this is a marathon and not a sprint. So today AI driven energy demand might be a small part of these companies' revenue, but in the longer future we might see a 10 to 15% kind of future revenues projected from this theme itself. And in that case, then the upside will be huge. So let's be real, identifying the true winners will take research, time and constant portfolio reviews. The theme is still evolving, there's no ready-made AI energy fund yet, but what we can do is, we can start learning now. So one of the suggestions would be to read One Up on Wall Street. This is a book by Peter Lynch and it can help you kind of master the basics of spotting investment trends. So to sum it up, there are three things which we as investors can currently consider. Firstly, we might look at starting a small investment such as SIPs in the currently existing energy driven funds provided by various mutual fund houses. Second is that we might wait for asset management companies or in simple terms some mutual fund houses in future to come up with relevant product launches. And thirdly, we can keep a watch on relevant stocks ourselves, and meanwhile we also prepare ourselves for evaluating stocks through books such as One Up on Wall Street. Lastly, the content shared here is only for educational purposes and we would strongly recommend considering a SEBI registered financial advisor before making any financial commitments. So that's all for today. If you liked our effort and want us to make more such content, please do subscribe and tell us about your thoughts in this matter. So see you guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye.